Welcome to the May-June 2023 paper 21 paper, and this is on manufacturing accounting. I'm going to go full screen mode on my Excel on this just because I need to do some of these adjustments here. So on yours, if you can make the adjustments that I make on mine. So what we've got is a whole lot of things that go in a manufacturing statement, and we're going to go through to the income statement as well. So the first thing we need to do is have a look at these and adjust them for the additional information. These ones here are the ending inventory. Just a reminder of this ending inventory, we always minus, we add the opening inventory and we subtract the ending inventory. So anytime we put inventory in here, plus the opening minus the closing. These are the closing. Second thing is that a markup to his cost of sales. That'll help us give a sales figure when we do this one. But here's where we get interesting. Rates and insurance, 3/4 of factory, 1/4 office. So I'll make these changes and I'll get you to make the changes on yours. So this figure here, times 3/4. So that one there is the rates and insurance for the factory. And then we're going to go rates and insurance, but instead of factory we'll have office. And that just helps to put it in the right spot. We've got factory expenses of 1048 is owing. So find your factory expenses and we're going to add it. And that would add to other payables, but you'll see in here we don't have to do a balance sheet. So we don't need to worry about the corresponding part of that. And the last one is factory equipment is depreciated 20% using reducing balance method. So we're going to add, I'll add it down the bottom here, depreciation on factory equipment. And the calculation is equal to open brackets, your factory equipment, minus the provision for depreciation on their factory equipment, in brackets, times 20%. Alright, so we've added it here, and what we'd do is we'd also add it up to the provision for depreciation, but we're not required to do that, so we're not going to worry about it on this one. So now we get to do our manufacturing statement. So we're going to start off with the cost of material. So remember, we always start with our opening balance. So we've got raw or opening plus purchases check there's no cartage in. So our opening raw materials and our purchases raw materials, and we add those two figures together. So that gives us our raw materials available to use, but we didn't use all of them because we had some at the end. This would be done through a stock take at the end of the year. And remember, we minus our closing raw materials. So our cost of raw materials is $78,610. After that, we've got our other direct costs, which is our direct wages. So we want to find our wages. So we've got a supervisor and operatives. Which one of those do you think is the direct one? Good, it's the operatives. And that would be on a timesheet. Add those two together. And this is what we call our prime cost, or our direct cost. We'll call it prime cost today. Then we've got our overheads, factory overheads. So any of these here that are factory costs that are not a prime cost go in here. So going through, let's see if we can find them. We've got the wages of the factory supervisor. We can actually, we'll call it wages of factory supervisor. You could also call it indirect wages, I suppose. And follow them through. We've got the rates and insurance to the factory. So write that one in. If I'm going too fast, make sure you press pause and catch up. And just with this one, make sure we use this figure, not the full one, because we spread that out. Factory electricity. Again, I'm sure you wish that the exam was on a spreadsheet. Unfortunately, it's not. General factory expenses, and remember that's got that one we added, that 1048 on there. And then we've got that depreciation on factory equipment. Again, press pause, just catch up. And we'll add them all together. So our total factory expenses are those. And we're going to add now you might ask, how come we've got so many lines left? That's because we need to adjust for the opening and closing work in progress. So work in progress is stuff that you're working on but haven't finished yet. So opening work in progress and closing work in progress, make sure that's negative. And so we're just adding from that total cost and the two work in progress. And we call that cost of production. Basically the cost of the factory. Brilliant, so now we move over to the income statement. So just a trading section, so this is going to end with a gross profit. So we've got our revenue. So that's going to be our sales or our revenue at the start. Revenue always goes in the last column. So do we manage to find any revenue here? Ah, no, it's not there. So this one we're going to have to work back for, because it tells us we've got a markup of 50% of cost of sales. So we're going to have to find that one after we've got cost of sales. So the cost of sales is going to be our opening inventory, and this is our finished goods inventory. Finished goods plus the cost of production, add them together. So this is the amount of inventory we had available to sell, and then remember we're going to minus our closing inventory of finished goods. And this is our cost of sales, or cost of goods sold. That one. Right, now to get the revenue, we're going to add a markup of 50%. Oh, looks like we've missed something, because it looks like they purchased finished goods, which is a bit sneaky to add that one in. So we're just going to add a line in. It's annoying, sorry if you're writing this in as I'm going. Purchase of finished goods, that's pretty nasty. Okay, now our revenue is going to be equal to that. 50% markup, I'm going to just multiply it by 1.5. So 1.5 adds 50% on. Cool. And then so your gross profit. Revenue minus cost of goods sold, gross profit done. And back to the work here. Done all that. Nice. And one of our lovely 5-mark questions. So again, make sure that you do these 5-mark questions. They're easy 5 marks, yes or no, and then why. Salman is considering converting some office space into additional factory. Advise whether he should convert some of his office premises from office to factory. Justify by providing arguments for and against. All right. So again, you can write yes or no. Let's say yes. Again, doesn't really matter whether you say yes or no. So let's go yes. He should convert some so good reasons for reducing the yeah, that's your 2 reasons against cost of conversion and may need the office space. Done or finished. Good. We'll see you for the next question when I'm getting through that manufacturing account.